7:30. This is our third attempt today, and we will see if anybody shows up. What are you trying to do?
Doesn't this go down?
Yep, you want it down?
Yes, because they're looking at the cabinets. They don't want to look at the cabinets.
Cabinet. We have nice cabinets.
Well, we do have nice cabinets, but
So I have not gotten a notification yet.
I'm not showing that we're live.
Ah, here we go. Live.
Mhm.
Live.
There we go.
Let me turn the
All
volume
right,
off.
I
on
got
this.
you. There we go.
Let me turn the volume off. Okay. Let me get this one signed in.
Life's always an adventure with us, y'all.
All right.
Hey,
Hey, Karen. So this is our third attempt. We thought we would come in early. Well, first we tried to use our tablet because we wanted to go horizontal, not vertical. Did not work. It says rotate, reorient, the whole 9 yards. So we didn't make it. So Karen, where are you from? Oh, hey, Caroline Brickle.
Yeah.
Hey, Caroline. Jody and Jack, hello. How are you? I've got a new addiction. Does anybody drink these LaCroix? I'm trying to get off soda, and this is better than soda. We both gave up. Okay. We both talked about giving up alcohol for Lent. Cindy did a very good job.
I'm still doing a good job.
Oh, Caroline, it's okay that you missed the funeral. It was, we weren't going to talk about it, but since you mentioned it, I'm just gonna
do a quick
overview of it. And hey, hiking with Jackie Boy. So, our anniversary is February 14th. We'd have been married. We would have been married. We still are married, but so our anniversary is the 14th. On the 13th, my oldest son's. I think I've gotten to where I can talk about this without crying. My oldest son's girlfriend called us because my son had called me and said that he was going to ask her to marry her on Valentine's, which is our anniversary, because we had been such a good role model for him. Yes, Jackie Boy, thank you. Please hit the like button. And so she called and said that our son Greg had pulled up in front of her house, gotten out of the, and she never saw him get out of the truck and never saw him come in the house. So after about 10 or 15 minutes, she waited, and then she went out there to tell him, hey, Greg, supper's ready, come on in. Figured he was on the phone, and she went out there, and his laptop and keys and his wallet, his earbuds, his Apple Watch, everything that he normally has on his person, especially that's linkable and trackable, and then the holster to his pistol was laying there. So she called. Thank you for the new sub there. She Backroads is here from the hospital. He's visiting his mom in the hospital. So she couldn't find him. She called us to see if we'd heard from him. I told her no, that that we had not heard from him, and so she called our youngest son, which lives in town with them. He lives about 30 minutes from there, and so he drove over there, and she called his best friend Chad, and so our son Spencer I know it's getting in the
Well,
weeds, but
I know, but long story short, he went missing. Um,
didn't
friends
find him that night.
friends looked for him all night. The girlfriend, reported him missing. The next morning, I think the police and everything came out. They put together a search party. They sent up drones.
River
Um,
rescue. They were on the Saluda
yeah,
River.
they did. They were looking for him high and low. Um, on the 14th, that late afternoon, early evening, they found him.
Yes,
Um,
and so we had to go home. They found him, and he had passed. Um, and so we had to. They called us on the 14th on our anniversary and told us that our son had passed. And so I was
well, we were
in an
distraught as
emotional
to,
wreck.
well, and it's been a whole thing. It's been a tough couple of weeks. We, of course, had to leave immediately to head home. We decided to drive. A lot of family was trying to get us to fly, but we didn't take our camper. We drove our Jeep home. Um, we drove for 4 days to get there.
3 days to get there, 4 days to get back.
And
Had a nice work camper couple that lives across the street from us.
take care of our animals.
They were wonderful. There's Russ right there. Russell and his wife. He just jumped in, and they kept our dogs for us.
Our dog,
Our
and
dog and
our
our cat,
and
and Cindy's garden. And we have 3 arrow gardens in the camper. We couldn't have done it without Russell and his wife. They were wonderful. We were gone for 17 days, and the campground KOA was wonderful. Because we're full-time employees, we have been like bereavement pay, so we had a little bit of income coming for the road. So Caroline, you're fine that you didn't show up. I will say this: it made me feel good. Is we go to Lebanon Methodist Church in Eastover, South Carolina. Sits about 210 people in the church between the balcony and the church, and the preacher said that was the largest amount of people that they had ever had in the church. The whole bottom was full, and the upper level was full, and they had to stream it into the fellowship hall where they had about another 20 people sitting. Fire department. My son was a fireman for 11 years. If you go through our feed, I posted a picture of me in my police uniform the day he graduated from the fire academy. One of the proudest days of my life. They showed up in full force. Matter of fact, I think they had 10 pallbearers showed up, had fire uniforms everywhere, police uniforms from my prior life from the Columbia Police Department were there. They sent a ladder truck, and it
was overwhelming.
It was a beautiful
really
service.
was.
So, and we thank everybody for y'all's prayers.
Yes, we
felt
needed them.
the prayers.
Felt every one of them.
So we're going to move on to a happier subject.
Well, we're just going to move on to what we have going on now.
So
we're
good.
back in Texas.
Yeah.
We made it back safely. We just started back work camping.
This was our first full week.
Yeah, full week back. Thank goodness it was a busy weekend, so we didn't have a lot of time to think.
Oh yeah, the campground's never been fuller. We had 100 and something campers here last night.
And like Alex said, our KOA family, our work camping family, and even the campers here, the
Yeah, they came by
long
and
term campers that have been here that knew us. Um, they've just really rallied around us, and we really felt the love.
oh, and we
Um,
even had people from our old church when we lived in Columbia, First Pres, show up. Steve Joy and
well, there's just too
too
many to
many to
count.
name,
I
but
mean, there's just
we
too
just had
many.
we were overwhelmed with love. I got a whole list of stuff to go over, and that was not on it.
I know,
Thanks
but
for
that's okay.
that's okay. Um, First thing that's kicked my butt since we got back is we settled in and we immediately had to do daylight savings time. Holy crap! How much longer are we going to do that? I still haven't caught up.
No, that was
But one thing that I do want to talk about is our trip back. So we were gone 17 days, 3,800 and like 11 miles we put on the Jeep. Jeeps are not made for comfort. They are made for adventure. And that was not an adventure trip. I'll just say that.
yeah.
But coming back and going there, we stayed in, hey Blake, we stayed in hotels, and we also did KOA camping cabins. Now, if you've never thought, I don't know if you're an RV or not, it's really the first time since we 5 years been on the road, May 10th, stayed in a camping cabin, but we stayed in Milton, Florida at Gulf Pines KOA. And they gave us a deluxe cabin. And because of the bereavement, they did help us
Hmm.
out, but so did some of the hotels,
Yeah.
helped us out with our charge. But so the cabin was about $25 or $30 cheaper than the hotel we stayed in, and
A
we had
lot,
a lot more comfortable.
yes, a lot more
So
comfortable.
that was for a deluxe cabin, sleep six, 2 story. It had
Well,
story and a loft,
yeah.
story and a loft. But
And we
we
did a review on that.
we did a review. You can see the Milton KOA review. Cindy's contribution to that review was sitting on the sofa and waving hi,
That's correct. Drinking coffee.
drinking coffee. Yeah, but I not many people think about, well, instead of staying at a hotel where you're in a square little room, you could stay in a cabin with a full bathroom, with a full kitchen, with a sofa, nice sofa and a TV and a dining room table. We had a screened in porch we could go out on at the night. If it would have been in the summer, we would have had two pools to choose from. If we would have gotten there earlier, they had movie night that night and just all the amenities you get with a campground. And so if you've never thought about um, staying at a campground in a cabin, be it a KOA or something else, it's a little bit, we found on this trip from Texas to South Carolina, the places we stayed, it was a little bit cheaper and more comfortable. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, the last hotel, I was thinking like, well, okay, it was $25 cheaper, but you get a free breakfast. Well, the last hotel we stayed in,
No,
which
it
was
was
a
not a free
Hilton
breakfast.
Garden Inn,
Yeah.
the breakfast was $23. So we went to
Which is
Waffle,
about average, even if you were to go
but
to,
the portions weren't average. We
well,
got
no,
two little pieces of bacon,
no,
and
you got.
you didn't eat, and an omelet and two coffees was $22.
Oh, wow.
So it was a lot more. It was double. When we left the KOA in Milton, Florida, across the street was a Waffle House, which we haven't eaten in. They don't have Waffle Houses in Montana. They didn't have them in California. They didn't have them in Minnesota, and they don't have them down here in Rockport, Texas. So King and Queen of Frugal. See, Caroline, nothing's changed. We're just like we were when we were back home. But we went across the street, and I got me some covered, smothered, chunked. Oh, they were delicious hash browns
And I ate too
and
much.
waffle. And Cindy ate too much and
I
felt
felt bad the
felt
rest of the
yeah.
day.
I told her she needs to calm down and quit with all the eating, but she won't listen to me. So that's last time y'all watched us, we were getting warranty work done to the camper. So the air conditioner, while we were gone, um, basically went out. It sounded like it was going to explode, but it was still cooling, which was good. $1,744. After 3 times of our service tech putting it into our warranty company, we got it covered. So that's good. They still haven't been able to fix the fireplace. Parts aren't available. They can't get the warranty company says that based on the blinking lights or the code of the computer, that it's actually a sensor that's bad. He can't get anybody at Furrion, which makes the fireplace, a tech to call him back to see how to reset it. So that's still on hold. The big winter storm we had that ripped off the awning over the slide topper. They finally denied that. She's not drinking anything. Eat whatever you want, honey. That's true. Yes, she does. But
thank you, Caroline, for having my back.
but they have given us our final denial on that. So we are going to be out $750 for that. They fixed the water leak underneath the sink.
No, on the roof.
Well, they fixed the water leak underneath the sink, and
Oh,
they fixed where Tiffin, when they built it, the pipe wasn't high enough, so they cut another piece of pipe and put on top of it. Well, they didn't put any caulk. And so when we had rainstorms, the
Well,
water
it
would
was
come in the
just the-
cabinet.
right. We hadn't noticed it before, but
We had
I
2
guess
really bad
that-
storms.
yeah, we had some really bad rainstorms, and I mean, here at the coast, that rain goes sideways sometimes.
Yeah.
So
It's very windy here. What did somebody just say something?
so it
Yeah.
So I guess the angle the wind was blowing or whatever blew it around the pipe, and anyway, we
So it
got
came through the
fixed, we got
pantry,
it taken care of.
And it was undercovered on a warranty. So it looks like we're going to get about $2,300 worth of work done for $750. So I think, even though I think the topper should have been covered because it didn't have the set screw placed in it from the factory, I still think we came out okay. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, and some of these things are just, wear and tear on the coach and the wind and weather. You don't have any control over the wind and the weather. That Mother Nature, she just does what she wants.
Yeah, she's about like this mother. Caroline, I'm so sorry. Yep, Brad. So we've got some good news about the channel. We had a viral video. It's still going. So driving to and from, the air conditioner just turned on. You can't hear it, can you? It's so quiet and new. So we drove there and back, and we normally post videos on Mondays and Thursdays at 7:45, and then in between I try to put a few shorts up. So I made a comment in our community blog area that we would not be uploading videos for 2 weeks, and I was going like, we're so close to getting our 1,000 people, and that I feel like we need to at least make a video there and back. So we did the video about while we were leaving, and then coming back, I said, Cindy, I can't, we haven't really done anything that we can talk about, and so we decided to.
Well, you posted did you
I
post
posted some
anything on
shorts.
YouTube
I posted a few shorts.
about our son?
Well, I posted the video going there that we made about our son, and then when I was there, I posted, I think, 3 shorts. One of the bed and breakfast in Ridgeway, that they donated 4 nights for us, because Spencer goes to the people's church. But anyway, coming back, I said, well, let's post a video about our experience with Camping World when we first bought our first motorhome. And so we posted it, and it was a no thought, no nothing. Just, we're going down the road, we're going to talk about the experience, it'll get our mind off what's going on, and then thank you for the continued prayers. And we went to my son's house that night in Louisiana. That's the other thing. When we were at my son's house, he took us down. He works on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
So we went down there, and
if y'all haven't been to New Orleans, that is a wow.
Yeah.
Just Bourbon Street. All I can say is wow.
Yeah. So we posted short about
and
that.
for somebody who gave up alcohol for Lent,
Mm-hmm.
wow, that was an interesting place.
So we posted this video about camping, our experience with Camping World. Spoiler alert, it was not good, like most Camping World experiences. And okay, that's the exact camper we have, the 2019.
No,
Yeah.
32 SA.
Yeah, 32 SA. Not a Sleep 7 on the market. No, it's not.
No.
So we posted the video, and it went live at 7:45 that Thursday morning. And during the whole day, it only had about 200, 250 views, like a normal video on our channel. So I went to bed, I woke up, and it had like 37,000 views. And it kept climbing like 1,000 views every hour.
Alex said, let's do a Camping World video. I said, everybody's done a Camping World video. Why do you want to do a Camping World video? Well, because it happened. I said, okay, nobody's going to watch it. It's fine.
Little did she know.
Guess I was wrong.
Yeah. And then so the video as of today, I mean, I think it's up to like 62. It's been up for 5 days. It's got 62,000 views. 4,000. No, we're not. It took us too long to find a camper that we could both agree on and that wasn't falling apart. This camper is solid as a rock. I'm not getting rid of it. But so the video's still going wild. Not like Girls Gone Wild, but it's going wild. And we're still getting, I think, about 500 views an hour average. So it looks like that, yeah, Karen, woohoo! So it looks like that's going to get us over our hump to where our channel, oh, and it's brought in 500, it's brought in 500 new subscribers. So we went from like 870 something subscribers to now we have like 1,600 subscribers, which is unbelievable. So Caroline, go to our channel and hit C channel, and then go to the videos, and I think it's the second or third one down.
Camping World.
Yeah, it's got it's got a picture of Camping World on the thumbnail. Thanks, Karen. And so so now we'll see. We're professional YouTubers now. So it looks like we're going to be monetized, which I know y'all don't care, but it's something I've been struggling and trying to work for. And I wouldn't be doing it if Backroads Nomad, if I wouldn't have met him in Montana and him talked me into it. Yeah, Russell, right, celebrities. But we're just excited about the possibilities that it opens up, because we're going to hopefully over the next few years build it to a place where we can maybe take a season off and work a season if we save our money and live on beans and rice and whatnot.
What Caroline say earlier?
Yeah. Yeah, Caroline said, I think she said we were cheap, didn't she? Um, so we're excited about that, and you know we could not have done it if it wasn't for everybody viewing, and because I'll admit now I look at my content from 9 months ago till now, and I have gotten at least 18% better, which is not saying much. And I eat your veggies, yeah, we do. And so I've gotten a little bit better. I've got a long way to go. Um, and but hopefully I can keep getting better. We can keep putting out content. We filmed a couple videos today. Um, and I'm just excited about the possibilities that it has. I don't think I'll ever be a Less Junk More Journey or uh, Keep Your Daydream kind of channel. I'm not that patient, nor am I that computer literate, but we hope to keep putting out good content. So if y'all would message us or put it in here about some stuff that you want to see. I know there are not many channels out there doing work camper stuff. I put one up yesterday on why we like working at a KOA over other campgrounds. Like y'all know, this is like our 10th campground we've worked and our 11th work camping job. We're getting ready to hit our 5-year mark on May 10th that we've been living on the road. And we have a lot of experience out there that we can share. Whether it's good experience or not is still
We're the epitome of learn from your mistakes. We do a lot of that.
yes, make mistakes or learn.
Both.
Both. We do a lot of that both. Matter of fact, I tried 2 times to get this live started, and it was like Cindy goes, "It's not saying we're live. It's not saying we're live." And I go, "Oh, because I had it marked as private." So I had to delete it, go back in and mark it as public, and then y'all all saw that we were live. Um, yeah, Karen, thank you. So if y'all know of any content that you'd be interested in us doing, if it's something we know anything about, we'll be happy to.
Yeah, we've had to be real careful. I think a day in the life of a work camper is a great thing to do, because people are interested in this lifestyle. They're
Thank
interested
Jed.
in doing things and wanting to try it out. And you verbally tell them what it's about, but they don't understand. And they're just, they're curious about it, but they're not sure exactly what to expect. So Alec did do one video, a day in the life of a work camper, and he did it from an outside worker's
I
perspective.
showed you in the office a little bit,
But
but you were mean and I left.
but um it's easier for him to do a video on the outside, because he can be more careful about not filming people who don't want to be filmed, about, not showing, some people want to be private. People who are camping in campgrounds may or may not want their, rig on camera, or in a video. So we have to be mindful of all that sort of thing when we do our videos. And in the office, I would love to do a video of how chaotic the office can get, on a
This
day-to-day basis.
this might not be the campground to do that in.
Well, but the problem with that is we have people coming in from the public. Unless I've notified them prior to them walking through the door, I can't put them on video.
Right.
That's just not appropriate. And
In fact, I think we saw a channel today that tried to do one on the inside.
yeah, it's just very difficult. Although I, if you ever see me in person, or on a live, want to chat about it, I love to share what I do. Um, but if you're a camper, if you camp, um, I know you kind of get tired when you're driving on the road and you're just pulling into a campground. Just realize the work camper that you're meeting at the desk who's trying to check you in, you have no idea what all she may have encountered that day.
Yes.
In Yellowstone, we have over 100 check-ins a day.
Or 100 up to 150.
A day.
Right. It's a lot, and that's where we're getting ready to go back.
And I mean, here it's not quite that busy, but we're checking out as many people as we're checking in right now. And we've got 30 or so coming in, I think, on Thursday.
Yeah, which is a lot for this campground.
So, if you're one person in the office, just be patient. We're trying to get it done.
Yeah. So I'm going to answer a few of the comments. So Caroline wanted to know if we had any dog parks here. This campground has 2 dog parks. The Westgate KOA that we're going to in Montana and West Yellowstone, they have 2 baby dog parks. They're talking about putting a bigger dog park in the back. And let's see.
Most campgrounds are dog friendly.
Jackie Boy, I just did a video, I think 2 months ago, that was someone that lives full time in a truck camper, and they let me tour their truck camper. I think it was called a Host. It was a 16-footer. It's a pretty cool video. The wind was really bad because they were right up on Salt Lake, but you ought to go back and look at that because truck camping is very cool.
Is that Jody?
No, I think that's the couple that I met up at the swimming pool the other morning. That they're both in law enforcement. Jody, is that y'all the couple I met at the pool the other morning was talking to? That y'all are both getting ready to retire. So I wanted to. I want to be a camper. Come on, Caroline. You got some spare time on your hands. Your kids are grown. You're an empty nester now. Okay.
No, she's been traveling around visiting all her children.
Right. We got in the camper. None of them are watching, are they? We got in the camper and moved away from our children. So I don't know if any of y'all have ever heard of this Clean Tank company. So there's one here locally, and he has the Central Colorado area is his domain or his service area, but it gets too cold up there and there are no campers, so he comes to Rockport, from Corpus Christi to Rockport, and I got to talking to him. He was doing a tank here, and he was telling me that all of the
that is Jody that you interviewed in the.
Oh, okay, camper. Jody, that's you.
I told you.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were the person I met the other day. I can't remember their name. So go look, Jody. Go look at your own camper. Yeah, and I interviewed your daughter. You're right. So yeah, cool. But I did not know that the chemicals that we use to treat our black tanks actually turn our black tanks into septic systems. And for the last 4 months, my bottom sensor, my 1/3 sensor, has shown that I've got 1/3 worth of stuff, debris. I'll use debris. That's a good word.
That is.
In my tank, and I can't clean it out. I flush it until it runs clear, but it's still there. So he said that if you live full time, every 2 to 3 years, you need to have your tank cleaned. So down here in Rockport, it's $250. I'm going to get him before we leave actually he's coming tomorrow, isn't he?
That's what you said.
Yeah. He's going to clean our tank, and he said I could video it and make a video on it. There's not many on YouTube about it, and I think Um, I think that'll be interesting to find out exactly what they said. They suggest using something other than the chemicals you buy at Walmart or Camping World or RV stores that actually are better for your camper and keep you from getting the sludge buildup. So I'll let y'all know how that goes. Let's see. Oh, we did a video today on our Jeep. As many of y'all know, ever since we met in high school, and she actually dated my best friend. And ever
I was bringing that up.
ever since we were in high school, Cindy's always wanted a Jeep. So in 2019, we found one that was used, that was less than a year old, that we could afford, and we bought a 2019 JLU. And I filmed a video on it today. We had some interesting battery configurations that, if you don't understand how the batteries work off each other, they can cost some money. And so we had that happen right before we left. And then we've also got rust. Well, the paint's bubbling on both rear doors,
We're assuming that's
part of the hood,
related. We
and
don't
some of the
know.
hinges. So I'm gonna do a video on that. I did it today. I got to edit it and get it posted for next week. But we ask you to watch that, especially if you know anything about Jeeps or problems with Jeeps. Maybe there's some stuff I should have done differently to keep this unwanted problem from occurring. Um,
It's just really odd because in the places they are, you wouldn't think that they would bubble like that. I don't know.
I would think
We're
on the
gonna have-
bottom quarter panel, where underneath the door where it wraps around and you can actually put your hand up there, and
on the
there's
frame.
on the frame. Well, on no, the frame is the part the axles are
Well,
hooked to.
whatever.
But you would think that when we were in Minnesota, what does it say? You're a good boy, Charlie Brown, for getting her a Jeep. Thank you. The part that lips underneath the door, you would think that we were in Minnesota for those 2 winters, or winter and a half, that it would have congregated there and we would have rust problems there, not on the door. How does it get inside the door, the salt, to make it do that?
I don't know.
If we have any Jeep people out there, let me know.
Body shop people. Maybe you can explain to us.
All right, Tammy. Yeah, so Mountainside, I worked last year. I'm reading the comments, and so, oh, this is the people I told you that were going to Yellowstone would be there.
That's so exciting.
When we're there. I was telling Cindy about your email this morning. So, and Boondock, Backroads Nomad also is there. His wife works at the KOA with Cindy. So there's Westgate KOA, where Cindy is going to be managing the store. And then there's Mountain Vista Hotel about a mile down the road, which is KOA's own. They own that hotel. And then right next door is Mountainside KOA. All three of those are corporate properties like Rockport. Now, last year they had some turnover. Some people didn't work out. So I'll split my time last year as lead host between Westgate and Mountainside. So I worked both parks. Mountainside's a beautiful park.
Oh, wow. They've done a lot of landscaping and everything. It is gorgeous.
Yes, they've added a bunch of trees. It's got a little brook that goes right through it. There's a cow pasture next to it. On the other side is a national park. The only thing that I would say, Tammy, is do not go in the national forest next door without your bear spray. And for more information...
Okay, no. Let me just say, West Yellowstone, you are in grizzly bear country. This is their territory.
Yes.
In West Yellowstone, if you don't have bear spray, you need to get bear spray.
We sell it at the store.
And you don't ever go anywhere without it.
So I would get it before you get there, because you're going to pay less for it.
Probably.
It's $54 a can. Heck, even in Yellowstone, they'll rent it to you for $5 a day.
well, I just buy it.
Just
and have
buy it. So
We always had a can as you were walking out of the camper.
right
If you were
by
going,
the door.
yep, right by the door.
I wouldn't walk the dogs.
Exactly. So if you're going out to walk the dogs or whatever, we kept a can in our Jeep. So we made sure we didn't ever leave the house without it. And whenever Alec was working outside, he always had his bear spray on him.
Yes.
We last year
I never had
they
to use
had
it.
no, we never had to use it, but they had a baby moose. I guess that's what you call them, a juvenile.
A moosette.
That came into the campground, and there
Our
was
maintenance
a word.
manager.
Yeah,
Our
was
maintenance manager. The moose was outside the
the bathhouse
bathhouse, and he was stuck in there for like 2 hours. He couldn't get out.
waiting on the moose to carry on.
You should have used bear spray on Adam. So Tammy, go back and watch my video from May or June. It's called Two Dead, One Almost. And we talk about the bear encounter there across the street from Mountainside. So we have 90 employees. One incident I've never heard. It's a one-off. I've never heard of it before. But you just be careful. And so,
Yeah, you just need to be aware.
bear
Okay.
aware.
Okay, so the general manager at West Yellowstone, we're really good friends with him, and he is quite the character. And all last year, it was bear aware, trout's about,
Yeah.
the moose is loose.
So,
We have a good time, so
yeah. And we're very excited about going back to Montana, to West Yellowstone
oh
this
my
year.
gosh, we love Montana.
Yeah. And so
This is our third or fourth time.
don't get us wrong. This is who we worked in Polson KOA in Polson, Montana.
Mm-hmm.
We worked
Flathead Lake,
at Flathead Lake. We worked at Columbia Falls RV Park,
but that was kind of in the same season.
right outside of Glacier.
Mm-hmm.
We were 5 miles from the west gate of Glacier, right?
10.
10 miles from the west gate of Glacier. We've worked in, then last year we worked in Mountainside, and so
West Yellowstone.
this is our fourth time up
Yeah.
to Montana, and we love it. We're very, as a matter of fact, we got some bad news today about our Montana trip.
What?
So the general manager here is being moved to another campground, and they haven't found a new replacement general manager here yet. And so I'm the maintenance manager, so I guess I'm the next thing in line because we don't have an assistant manager either. And so they said that we may have to, I'll be working in maintenance, not mountains. So they
No,
asked,
he'll be working in the mountains.
yeah,
too.
it's yes, but
Both.
but so they've said if they aren't able to get a manager here by the time the new manager leaves, if we would be willing to extend our contract 2 more weeks and stay on until the new manager gets here, and then show them like where all the water connections are, all the electrical. We've got 32 main electrical plugs, lines here with meters on them. We've got 4 water entrance points with meters that the city can't even find. They come and find me and say, "We're here to read the meter. I'm
There's
new.
one broke.
There's one that the automatic read broke. Do you know where it's at?" And it's like, dude, you work for the city. It's yours.
That doesn't matter because they change people all the time.
Every time they come out here, there's a new employee. So
They don't care how many water shut-offs and all that.
They might.
are.
they might. Todd's doing maintenance up in the mountains, and
but
He might
but that's
be interested in
that's
that.
in Montana. That's not
Yeah.
here.
So anyway, we may be delayed getting there 2 weeks, which means we were gonna on our last live we talked about, hey, let us know if we're gonna take 2, maybe 3 weeks getting up there. Where should we stop? People said White Sands National
No,
Park.
that's what you said.
I'm a people. White Sands National Park, or what's the one you want? You
What
don't
are you
even know.
talking about?
What national park is it you wanted to go to?
Oh, I wanted to go to Zion
And Cindy wanted to go to Zion, so we
or the Grand Canyon because we haven't been there
right.
yet.
So we were going to do that on the way up, but now if we're stuck here for 2 more weeks, we're gonna have to boogie up
We'll
there
see.
because the campgrounds opens May 20th, and Cindy's chomping at her bit to get into the new store up there and help get it set up and put her touch on it. So
I'm real excited because that whole store is going to be completely brand spanking new.
I was about to say, let me show you the pictures they sent us, but they're on my phone, and we're doing the live from the phone, so we can't do that.
Yeah, KOA just acquired, corporate KOA just acquired those two campgrounds up there along with the hotel. And
Last year,
they
this is their second
worked
season.
on revamping Mountainside last year. And so over the winter, they have been working on revamping the store at Westgate. So I am very excited about it. And
Why are you hitting me?
oh, and we just found out they've had a very mild winter in West Yellowstone.
We've only got 38 inches of snow on the ground.
No, that happened this spring
Oh,
when that big winter storm came through.
they just had
California.
38 inches added to the
Yeah.
top. So it might be good if we're staying here an extra week or two to let that melt. Because I don't have snow chains for the camper, and we've got to go over Targhee Pass,
I know.
which is high,
Yeah.
very steep. And Targhee Pass ends at the entrance, Tammy, to Mountainside. So you're coming downhill, and you got
Out of
to
Idaho.
out of Idaho, you got to take a quick left and shoot down into the campground. Oh, real quick, Caroline, we're having to come back to Columbia in October and November. So when we leave Montana, we're going before we come back to Rockport. We are going to Columbia for 6 to 8 weeks. We've got to finish out Greg's estate and his house and all that. Backroads, how does Targhee Pass look? You must have just been on it the other day. Aren't you winter camping up there this year? So we're going to be back there. We'd love to get together and hopefully Cindy will be able to drink again by then and get a drink
I don't
and
know.
go to dinner.
He might drive me to drink.
Yeah. And so we'd like, if you're in town, we'd like to get together and catch up, find out what's going on. Let's see. Let me look at. Yeah, good. We hope to see. We're going to be staying at what's the name of Spencer's campground? If we can get in there, it's a tiny little campground.
I don't know. It's
We're going to
in
be staying in
Ridgeway.
Ridgeway.
There's not that many in Ridgeway.
Let's see. Camper warranty, hotels versus cabins. Oh, changes at Rock. What it's going to be like when we get back here. Gulf Pines KOA. We talked about that. Trip to South Carolina. Daylight savings. Air conditioner. Oh, the only other thing I had on my little list. So we're going to get in an hour. Oh, it's only got 30 inches of snow, Tammy. So Bear's back roads. Bear Tammy, which is just a couple of comments above you. They're coming down to work at Mountainside this summer with us. So you'll be able to meet them if maybe we'll help them get their YouTube channel started. So we would love to catch up.
From Cincinnati.
Okay. First day is May 15th. Okay, we're
awesome.
supposed to be there May 10th. Now, what we did last year, Tammy, is we were late getting there. So they had an overflow area, and Backroads' wife worked with Cindy at the place, and they were in the overflow. So there's a
We called it Whoville. I
yeah,
don't know what the real name was.
Whoville. I did a video on it for a camping location, if work camping in West Yellowstone or something, camping opportunity, so you can see the place. But sometimes there's 90 work campers between the three properties, and there's not as many spaces. So they rent at the ranch next door. They'll rent spaces there, and we were at the ranch. We called it Whoville. Backroads Nomad was there because his wife worked um, at the KOA, so they stayed there, and a couple other people. We had like 14 campers there, so it was nice to get out of the campground and work, and we got to get away from dealing with
And we
guests
had
all
our
day.
good friends that worked in town who actually worked
Yes,
in the national park.
yes, they
And
were
they're
there.
going to be back there this year.
Oh, that's right, because they're not doing the Alaska. So Peggy and
Right.
Fred, and they stay in town,
At a campground in town.
in a campground in town, Hideaway or something, I think it was called.
I
don't
don't
know.
remember.
But anyway, so we're all going to be back there. And the last thing I was going to talk about is our pets' reaction after we were gone for 13 days. So we have this most precious kitty cat named Puma. She's laying in her mouse
Is
house up
she
there.
in her mouse
Yeah.
house?
Um, we rescued her when we worked at Port Lavaca KOA. If any of y'all are work campers or looking for jobs, they're always looking for help at Port Lavaca KOA. Don't do it. Run. Do not
There's a
work there.
reason.
Yes, there's a reason why they've always got jobs there. It's a franchise. So
Not corporate.
we were there working as our very first work camping job. Nobody came on alive and told me not to go work there. So we were working there, and one of our guests dropped off or abandoned a pregnant mama kitty cat, and she had 6 kittens. And once they got to be a handful, Cindy said that I could replace our cat we lost right before
We went on the road.
we went on the road, because our dog Chance has always had a pet cat. He loves cats. And so we started putting out cat food for her, and I grabbed her brother first. Holy crap. I think I still have the scratches from 4 years ago.
Not a happy camper.
He missed out on a plush lifestyle inside the Tiffin. But so I dropped him, and little Miss Puma just came out and said,
She said, I'll go.
pick me, I'm tired of eating out of the garbage cans. And so we took her home, and we can leave the door to the camper open, and she goes like, I've been outside, I don't want to do that, I'm not going out there. I even bought a leash for her and a harness, and because Peggy and Fred have a big doll baby, is called, cat. The thing weighs like 15 pounds. They walk around the campground while everybody else walks their dogs. So I thought that'd be cool. So I got Puma said, I ain't going outside.
No, she
So-
didn't like it.
Both the animals are mine. They adore me and love me, but because I feed them and walk them and clean the litter box. But I came in, and Puma ran off and went underneath the bed. She did
snubbed us.
for a day and a half, and finally she goes, I guess y'all are okay, you're staying, I'll forgive you. And she came out and rubbed up against my leg. Now, she didn't have any problem eating the food I was putting in her bowl. And Chance, which is our Intel, he's like, "Dun-dun-dun. Good to see you, Dad."
Yeah, but okay, so Jocelyn and Russ
Jocelyn ruined my dog.
spoiled
Ruined
animal.
my dog.
Chance is strong as a horse. He will walk forever.
If you let him.
Forever.
I had him trained. You've got 8 minutes. We're going to walk to the fence and back. You need to find your area, do your circles, and dogs have owners, cats have staff. That's right, Russell. And do his business. I'd pick it up and I would come back to the camper. Easy peasy. Well, Russ and Jocelyn, when we were gone, I guess they didn't know the program, but they walked him all the way around the perimeter of this 243 site campground, went out on the dock, looked at the fish, checked the pool out. They would walk like, I don't even know how somebody walks that far. So I came back, clipped my dog on, out we go. We walk to the fence, and he's like pulling. He's like, we don't do that anymore.
He's like, we walk further than that now.
Yes. So I had to retrain him, and so we're good now.
Yeah. So trust me, they were in good hands while we were
Yes.
gone.
And, and that's one of the cool things about work campers. We've got friends. So getting back to the dreaded funeral, we had friends that we worked with, and it's such a small community. We worked. They were leaving Port Lavaca as we were arriving. They were leaving.
And we never met them.
We never met them. They left so quick because it's a bad place to work. So, but they were there right before we were there, and then we went to Burnett, to Big Chief, and then we went to South Carolina. We pulled into South Carolina at Poinsett KOA.
Point South.
Point South KOA. And that's right, Poinset's in Columbia. It's a state park. And they were there, and they were getting ready to
They
leave.
were finishing their season and fixing to leave.
We got
and
there
we were
too.
just getting there.
So
to
we
take
spent
their
2 weeks
place.
with them, and then we went to Minnesota at that campground as the assistant managers of that campground.
And worked with them there.
And they came up and worked with us there. And so they're in Georgia, not working right now. They're taking a season off. And they saw on Facebook the tragedy with my son, and they drove up to Eastover, South Carolina, where we had the funeral. They drove up there. They sent flowers, and they drove up there just to give us a hug. And that's the kind of community
the work camping community
that you get
is.
in the work camping community, like Backroads Nomads, Bear and I. If you look, I want all y'all to go, all 18 of you, to go to Backroad Nomads channel. If you're still in here, Bear, would you put a link to your channel in the comment? In a link to your channel in the comments. But go to him. He looks like he should have a bear on top of a mountain living by himself. What was that show?
Oh, I don't know.
He's got a full beard. I never see him without his big round hat on. And he looks like, what is the guy's name that when we grew up? Grizzly Adams. He looks like Grizzly Adams. And then you look at us together. I don't look like Grizzly Adams. Well, I'm fat enough, but I don't, the rest of me, you would not picture us as best friends. We spent so much time together. We lived across the street from each other. We talk to each other on the phone every day. He does almost all my thumbnails. He does all the really good ones. I've done 2 myself. They're the really bad ones, and the ones that are in between are the ones Cindy's doing. But you meet the nicest people, like, Russ and Josh that live across the street. We didn't know them from Adam's House Cat. Side note, he's the first person that ever recognized me from YouTube. He walked across the street and said, "Aren't you that work camper YouTube guy?" Big head from that. But they are super nice, and I'm sure that, yes, Chief Wiggum, thank you, Russ. I am sure that we will run into them in another campground. Matter of fact, I think they're trying to come to West Yellowstone, not this summer, but the following summer. They've sent Fred an email requesting to come work for us. And of course, if Fred asked me with us, of course, if Fred asked me, there's 82% chance that I'll give them a good recommendation. If there's an envelope on my step in the morning,
oh wow, really?
It could go up.
You're rude. But we've actually met people all over. we worked with a couple in South Carolina, and we were headed to Montana for the first time, and just happened, we're going by Wyoming, and
Oh, Purple and Tom.
yeah, we called. Well, I call her Purple. Her name's Kara. Did I get
Carl.
it right?
Carl.
I never could get her name right, and so I just called her Purple, and she was fine with that. So good. But anyway, we called them because we knew we were going to be passing right by, and we ended up stopping and meeting them for dinner.
In fact, we parked our camper at a rodeo or state fair
Yeah,
place, and they picked us up in their pickup truck because they were staying like 45 minutes to an hour away. So they drove and met us on I-40. I think we were I-80.
I think it's 90.
Was
I
it
don't
90?
know.
No, 90's way up. 90 goes through North
Yeah,
Dakota.
we went way up there.
No, but you said Wyoming. Wyoming's down here. It was
Oh, I don't
80.
know.
It had to be
Anyway,
80.
we met them on the way, and then we met another couple, Peggy and Fred, that we are going to be.
So we
We
met them
met them in Red Bay, Alabama.
in
of all
Alabama at the
places.
Tiffin Service Center.
Yeah, and we became fast friends.
Hold on one second. Bear, I understand you're busy. I know you're in the hospital with your mom. If you do get a chance, will you drop your link to your channel so they can go check you out? But we met Peggy and Fred. They showed up in Red Bay and parked 2 sites over from us 3 years ago when we were getting the camper worked on. And they cheaped out and did not bring their car. And so they're walking down the main road through town to the grocery store. And I pull over and I said, aren't y'all staying at the campground down the half a mile down the street? And they go, yeah. I said, where are you going? We're going up to Big Star. I said, jump in the car. And so we took them up there and we waited for them. And then when they got through grocery shopping, we brought them back home. Well, we became fast friends. She drove the big red bus in Glacier. Well,
So she knew all the good
Right.
spots.
next thing I know, she gets a job at Polson. We show up to Polson, KOA, in Polson, Montana, Flathead Lake. And her and Fred, we park right next to them. They're working the same job we're working. And then we're in Minnesota, and we quit that job because if you watch the Two Dead One Almost video, you'll know why we had to quit. But I almost died. I was the almost. So we left that campground after being there for 18 months, and we are headed. We got call Fred, which is a good friend of ours. We worked with him in California at Santa Cruz, and call Fred, said, Fred, you need help? He said, no, come on, I'll hire you anyway. So we went to Westgate. We're going through, and all of a sudden we get a message from Peggy, where are y'all headed? I said, we're going to be staying at the ranch right next to Westgate, Westgate KOA. She goes, we're 3 miles from there. We hung out all summer. We had the same days off, but they worked for Delaware West, East, North. Delaware North, who hires for Yellowstone
National Park.
And so we spent the summer with them and with Bear Backroads. And then they told us, they said, oh, we've taken next summer off. We're going to go to Alaska. Dream trip to Alaska. Well, they called us the other day. We're not going to Alaska.
Well, they actually came and visited us here for a little while.
They were in the panhandle of Texas.
Florida.
No, Texas.
No, they had just left Georgia, hadn't they? Visiting family?
They were in a panhandle somewhere. And they go, when you live in a motorhome, when you travel on the road, we're just down the street from you. I said, what do you mean you're just down the street? Oh, it says 480 miles. We called and made reservations. We'll be there in 2 days. So they came and hung out for a week with us. And they said they're going to come back and stay next winter. They're not going to work. But I wonder if that's as reliable as their Alaska. Next summer. No, next winter. They said they were going to come here and stay.
Oh, yeah, I'm not.
We'll see if that's as reliable as they're going to Alaska.
Life changes.
Yep. So anyway, I think that's all we've got really talk about. I like to try to keep the lives between 45 minutes and an hour. It's been an hour and 5 minutes. Listen, we
And we
appreciate,
could ramble on forever.
and that's what it is rambling. Is rambling. But if you know, I try to let me make sure there's no questions in here. Yes, Russ, large bills will do. No, I don't see anything we missed in the comments. So thank you all for showing up. If you're not already a subscriber, we ask you to subscribe to the channel. Please leave a thumbs up. And then if you really want us to do us a solid, when it's reposted tomorrow, go back and rewatch it, because I'm sure you missed something, or you came in late, or you went to the bathroom and you're not sure what you missed. Yeah, we did one live with Backroads. Our very first live on his channel was 5 hours and 14 minutes. So we're not doing that. So it was nice meeting with y'all. Tammy, we look forward to meeting y'all in West Yellowstone. And Karen, thank you so much for the prayers. We have definitely felt the prayers all the way around. Oh, Thursday, we've done our first review video. You'll be able to see how nice Bear does my thumbnails. But we are doing a review that was sent to us on a product we already owned, on rechargeable batteries. That's a must watch. Edge of the seat kind of content. So we'll see you Thursday on that video. Leave a comment in that video saying how much you enjoyed the live, so maybe we can get more people to the live. Listen, y'all have a nice night. Thank y'all so much for coming. Say good night, Cindy.
Night, Cindy.
Bye.